Now, I said there'd be some sort of transfer window special. There isn't a transfer window special. It was a very long, painful transfer window. Let's talk about this after we've run the intro. Folks, welcome back to an episode of Boston Boys with the Boston Boy Dr. Benji FM. Now, we've played 3 games of this season so far, and wouldn't you know, it's the most average of 3 games, a win, loss, and a draw, which leaves us 9th in the league table. Later on, we'll be playing Walsall, of course, a side that's played very, very well last season in our 4th game of this competitive season, and hopefully we'll get ourselves a win. But before we get to that, of course, lots of new faces, as well as lots of outs as well, to talk about in terms of our transfer history. I say lots of outs, I mean released players. We'll focus on them to begin with then. Callum McManaman has retired and left the club. There's some big names here, by the way, it must be said. David Ospina has gone, Sean Raggett has gone, Ike Pozzo has gone, Steve Seddon, George Cantrell, Arturo Vidal, and a couple of guys you're not too familiar with. So, as I said, some big names in there, some familiar faces, some guys that have been with us for a very, very long time, and we wish them well. George Cantrell, I guess that's the one we've got to talk about, right? It's played consistently for us for a long time, consistently for sort of 3 years, and then was sort of a backup option. Played 15, 14, then 13 games. Quite succinct, quite nice that. As well as his going up in 40, 42, 44. He loves maths, George Cantrell. It was very important to get that in some sort of numeric order. Right then, let's talk about the ins. Lots of outs. Arturo Vidal, I mean, he's a free agent. We could get him back, but no. He's only got a couple of years, or a couple of months left on his career, in fact. So, as we go to all transfers, you can see on that left-hand side, players have been brought in, largely loan players or free transfers, as well as one signing, Lief Davis. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but we're going with Lief, or Lief, maybe. Lief Davis, maybe. Okay, so let's focus on all of these then. We'll go through the loan guys first, then get to some of the free transfers who we now kind of own, so that's a positive, I guess. But let's start with David Thomas from Watford. Right back, of course, quite a few right backs have been with us in previous years. Rob France, of course, was our main one. McCarthy still here. But David Thomas to come in as our first choice left back at Watford. Physically fantastic. Tackling and marking, very, very good as well. And his mental attributes are not bad either. So, yeah, I think a really good player to bring in. 6'4" for a right back. I mean, I quite like that. Obviously, our right backs are quite offensive and quite attacking. David Thomas, not particularly that. So it'll be interesting to see how he does this year and if he improves in maybe crossing and dribbling attributes as we continue forward. Now, a familiar face. This is quite exciting already. Andrew Leary is back. We had him, of course, for a season a couple of years ago. 6 goals in 31. And while that return isn't overly impressive, his attributes really, really are. Look, fantastic physicals, dribbling and finishing. He really was let down by the fact that Marky Fletcher was a man in form back then. So Andrew Leary didn't really get a look in. This time around, you never know. Allenson, of course, is back for another year of loans. But yeah, some really nice attributes for League One level as well. You take this guy in the Championship all day long. So thank you, West Brom. This is very useful. Next up is a loanee from Cardiff, Declan Flynn. Of course, we have Chris Stevens out on that left wing position, but I've brought in a new player, and this is the man we're looking at. Great crossing ability, acceleration and agility, very good. Pace, not necessarily quite what I'd like it to be, but good flair, teamwork, work rate, everything you really look for in a winger, and yeah, a lot of potential about him too as well. So Cardiff, again, thank you. I'm thanking all the clubs that have loaned new players. I needed that this year more than ever before. This is the first year, I think, for a long time we've depended on loans. I think in previous years they've been useful, but we've not depended on them. This year we depend on them. And next up is Cammy Gibson, on loan from Sunderland, Scottish region. Is it Sunderland? Yes, Sunderland. Not a fantastic player, I don't think, but a good, solid central midfield option, whether he starts games or comes off the bench late on. I think we've got ourselves a decent young player here, say 18 years of age. Another 3-star current ability. You'll notice all our loans are that or above, so that's exciting. Plays 1-2s as well, so I mean, that's something to look forward to. Sunderland have signed him for 1.3 million. Didn't really feature for them last year and have now loaned him to us in Vanessa Loving Life because they got a lot of money for him. But I think he'll be decent. And next, staying in the northeast, Middlesbrough, Courtney Horse. Or is it Horse or House? I get confused. I remember seeing this name 1,000 times, of course. A previous Wolves player, Aston Villa as well. Sheffield Wednesday on this save. Middlesbrough too. Again, they bought him for massive money and then didn't play him in the Premier League at all. And now we've loaned him in League One. I feel like that's not too bad a business. But Courtney Horse, it's Horse, isn't it? It says like that. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, really good defender, left-footed, 6'2". Nice attributes, not amazing attributes, but for this level of football, we're getting a player that was sold for £5 million recently. It's not too bad. Football Manager transfers looking as good as ever, by the way. Viewers, disgraceful. In fact, did he have an injury? Maybe he had a big injury and I shouldn't be so critical. No. Okay. All right, 4 players to go. I'm going to start with the guy that cost us some money, actually. Leif Davis from Norwich. We need a new left-back. Cantrell has left. We've seen Seddon's gone as well, so we need a new left-back massively. And this little lad, I say little lad, he's 5'6", so he's shorter than the average. We've got him from Norwich, though. Norwich brought him from Notts County last season in League One, and now we've got him. If you're a fan of Morecambe, or maybe even Leeds, you might recognise him. I don't know, would he have signed for Leeds in real life? Okay, well, yeah, he's with us now. A good player, I think, and a player that will see us throughout this whole season. Some of those 10s, again, shouldn't be overlooked. They're very decent attributes, 9s and 10s in that technical space, and good physicals, very good mentals. Should be a consistent left-back. Quite a good signing, I've got to say. I'm happy with this one. The only player we spent money on, so you'd hope it was good. The only player that wanted to join, who I could have spent money on. Next up, cover really, but David Davis follows me on Twitter. So David, thank you very much for your services. I've signed you before in a previous save, and you're back again. Great marking, great tackling, tremendous work rate. Not the quickest anymore at 34, but of course a good backup option. 2-star current ability, 2-star potential ability. Just what you're looking for. It's been around the block a little bit. Wolves, Birmingham, Swansea, Preston, QPR, Rotherham in this save as well. And yeah, it's been doing all right at League One level. Not played so much in recent years, and I don't suspect he'll play a massive amount for me, but a nice backup option. Speaking of that position, though, we've bought someone from FC Ust Turangu, 37, which I killed that in there. It wouldn't be said 37, let's face it, would it? A name that is very difficult to say, so Cham we're going with at the moment. In fact, not just at the moment, viewers, we're going for that now. I've been calling him Cham just to myself. So here's Cham, good tackling, good passing, can sit in the base of the midfield as the ball-winning midfielder. Yeah, physically still very good at 31. He's got 14 agility, 14 acceleration, and 14 pace. I really like the look of that. Strength and stamina, I wish were slightly better. But again, quite good technicals, and his mentals are maybe to be desired, but positioning's good. Bravery, aggression, good. That's what you want in a ball winner. So, yeah, not bad. Happy with that. Obviously, I'm not using a ball winner. I'm using an anchor man. But that's me, isn't it? That's what I do. I mess it up. And finally, Semi Ajayi, I think that's how you say it, centre-back option, 6'4", 31, Nigerian, I want to say international, but youth international, very good heading, very good marking, tackling, passing is good as well, so a bit of a ball player, if anything, at the back there, and we'll see how he gets on for us. In the twilight of his career, has been around all over the shop. If you're a fan of the side there, Rotherham specifically, you're probably familiar with him, but I think we've got ourselves a really good player here, and will definitely feature for us throughout the season. So those, my friends, are our transfers. What do you think? It's not overly exciting. We've not improved the squad dramatically, it's fair to say, but it's not bad. It's not bad. In terms of ability, of course, some of our best players, luckily for me, are players that are my players. Stevens, Johansson, of course, and Wardle still up there. And Grant Arson, of course, the loanee that we had last year, is back again for another season. And lovely stuff. Love to see him. Maybe we should try a diamond with 2 up front with Lyric. No? Okay, yep, good point. We've only just signed Hulls as well, so we should probably... So a little bit of a mix around before this game then. Walsall to come, and this is the lineup that we're going to play in this first fixture that you're going to see, of course. We've played a few games already this season. Pre-season went relatively well, I thought, actually. Defeat to Bury, beat Norwich 2-0, so that's always quite impressive. Draw against AFC Wimbledon, and then out of the Carabao Cup because reasons. Yeah, sure, 91st minute goal for them, saw them go through. I bet they were loving life. And today then we face Walsall. Now I mentioned it at the very top of the episode, but if you take a look at the stages of last season, you can see that Walsall 3rd place, so it'll be interesting to see how they are this season compared to last, and if we can improve upon that. What would be ideal if we could just switch positions this season even, that would be fantastic. Of course, a 10th place finish last year, not really what we wanted, let's face it, and according to the board, I mean, they're happy with my management, which I think's fine. I'm secure in this as well. If you just go to this screen, you can see top half finish is to be expected, but those playoffs is what we really want. We want to be competing again at a possible promotion to the Championship, and hopefully we'll find a way to do that. Chris Stevens started the season tremendously well, and let's see then, can we do the business? Walsall, here it is then, as we go into this game in League One. Back again for another season. We will fly through the season a little quicker than the previous years, as we've played it a few times. Of course, we will continue to document the struggle or successes, depending on what happens. As here we go. Now, we've played Walsall a few times before. So, Burning goal, Thomas Nelson, House Davis at left back, Cham to sit as the anchor man. We've got Gibson and Johansson in the centre, Stevens one side, Alabusi the other, and Allison up top through the middle. Let's see if the boys can do the business. Of course, Mikey Fletcher's still here. Lots of familiar names still here, and our squad is too big. So, excellent. Courtney Howes as well needs to get himself a number, so there we go. 4-4-2 from Walsall, of course. Last season wasn't particularly fantastic for us, so we're really going to try and build a good start will be key. Whether we can do it in this game, I don't know. We've lost that is obnoxiously big. There we go. Look, that's better. All right. you know, it's been an interesting pre-season. I would have shown you the transfer window, but it took me a long time. I was searching for players all over the shop, and late doors did these loan players become available to me, and we picked up a whole host of them. As Sarkic goes through on goal, Chance and Wise. The one area I really wanted to strengthen and couldn't find a player better, which is a little depressing, is in goal. I wanted to replace Burton and get a different keeper in, but it wasn't to be. Hopefully, with the defensive changes we've made at right back, left back and centre back, we should be okay. We should be slightly stronger there than we were last season. Here's hoping. As Stevens has got a chance. Oh my goodness me. What a strike across the goalkeeper. Third of the season. Alabiusu doing what he does best. And these two wingers back in tandem. We mentioned it at the back end of last season. They're back together again. We put a really good run together at the back end of last year. It was meaningless, but I said at that time, if we can continue into this season, we could be flying, as that volley, half volley from Stevens, is tremendous. 21 minutes in. Highlight after the goal. I was going to say I'm confident, and now I'm less so confident. Walsall coming forward, switch it out to McDonald on that far side, and after scoring a really nice goal, who needs a new goalkeeper? Burton is a man on a mission. Maybe you can hear me. I'm not mic'd up, am I? Corner for Walsall though, played in and cleared away. Good stuff. Starting from the back again. We'll stick with this as Burton plays out to Nelson. We tend to look for the centre-backs and then try to work it forward. And that was very, very neatly done. Hopefully we can continue that this entire season as Allenson picks it up, goes from distance, goes for goal, and Whitley with a good save. I wonder if that's the Whitley we had. Could be, you know. Could be. Corner for us. Cham's going to take it, whips it towards that back post, and the keeper deals easily. All right, back on the ball again. And in this first half so far, about half an hour gone, you've got to say, we've looked pretty good. They've had that one big chance that was well saved from Burton, but so far looking good as that's played in. Cleared away though. Johansson's going to get it. Finds Cham, who sits just in front of that back four and shields hopefully and protects as Allenson gets it back, gives it away though. And now they're going to break away. Are they down this channel? As Burton's come out, and I picked him up a moment ago, and I now know, oh God, okay. He's made a mistake, viewers. I don't know who was at fault there. Centre-back, goalkeeper. It was a complete shambles. I feel like our centre-back should be dealing with it, Nelson. He leaves it, and then Burton bottles it entirely, and Sarkic scores. And a highlight after the goal. Maybe an instant reply after that calamity. Alabiusu's racing forward with it. We've seen him do this many times before. He loses out, but we do keep possession of the football. Let's see if we can create ourselves an opportunity, probably from those wider areas. You've got to think that's where it's going to come from. But this time, we work it down the centre. Alabiusu takes it on his own. Oh, that would have been nice. Free kick. Cham to take it. Can he bang one from there? Surely not. Oh, he's hammered it in, and Allenson's gone for it. It's not going to count. He was offside, but he absolutely blasted that. Cham, we should maybe call him Smash instead. Alabiusu, right side, another ball in. Allenson's there. We're creating chances at will here. Oh no. One lump up field. Oh my God. Is that going to be this season, is it? Is that going to be this season? 70% of the ball, creating loads of good chances, and this is the goal that we concede. It takes me back to the World Cup in 2010 against Germany, and that David James can't keep it out. I've seen it before. Well then. I mean, it's not ideal. They've got another chance, have they? Is this how this is going now? Headed wide. See how my mood turns, viewers? See how it twists. One goalkeeper mistake and a ball that is simply lumped upfield. And this is me now. Angry. At half-time, Boston 1, Walsall 2. How has this happened? I feel like we've been doing really well. And this is where we are now. You're capable of doing better. Make up for it in the second half. There's a lot more to come from you all. And I've got to believe they've got what it takes. But I'm not... I mean... If they've heard the bit after me saying that, they've got no chance of playing well now. Just that, well, have they? I don't know. Oh, God, rubbish. Cham, another free kick. He's got it on target again. I mean, he's not bad from those free kicks. I didn't really bring him in as a set-piece specialist, but he's taking it upon himself, and I respect that. With not a huge amount to go, half an hour left in the game, we're going to go to a slightly more positive style of play. Hopefully we'll push the ball forward a little more, a little bit more tempo. But I'm just thinking about changes we can make. 20 minutes to go. There's options off the bench. I think Allenson for Leary is an obvious one. Push him forward as the advanced forward. We've got Marky Fletcher there. Cham's had a decent game. I'm considering, though, going to 2 up top late in the game just because we're 2-1 down, so we might as well go for it a little bit. Bring on an extra striker seems like a logical thing to do. So let's see. Can we find... Hold that thought, everyone. There's a massive chance, and I think Burton might have saved it again. I mean, he's made a mistake, but he's also kept us in it a couple of times, so I don't know how to feel. Wardle's going to come on for Johansson in the centre as well, a bit more creative, tends to try and pick final balls a little more, but from the looks of things, viewers, it's going to end 2-1 Walsall. And I don't usually complain about bad luck, generally speaking, but I do think in this particular game, we've been a tad unlucky. I mean, we've not scored goals that have been sort of ruled out or anything like that, but I just think we're more deserving of a 2-1 defeat. As Alabiusu has got to chuck referee, surely. What the... It's not... That's not a goal. Okay. I don't know, I just don't think we've played that badly. I think the goals we've conceded are arguably fixable, whether it's just dropping the defensive line a little more. And we've created some really good chances. 23 shots in the game, 11 on target, 62% possession. If we do that in every game, I feel like we'll probably win it. Today just wasn't our day. Right then. You can't say we're not creating chances. Tactically, I feel like we've got it pretty spot on. Lots of possession, a lot of shots, giving up easy goals. Individual errors is what's cost us today, and I don't feel like I can necessarily account for that. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. I'm sure I've got some tactical experts willing to help out. And yeah, if you enjoyed today's video, please do drop a like. Let me know what you think. Summer transfers. Who do you think will be the star of that particular intake? And I'll see you again soon for more. We love with care. For us, until next time. Tough season ahead, but I relish the challenge. If we keep playing like this, we'll be all right.